Hello and good afternoon or good evening to you all. This is our Friday night spiritual insights presentation, and my name is Michael Mirdad, so thanks for being with us. So today I want to talk about intimacy while remaining fully present. Now, to some people it might sound like, well, wouldn't you? Well, no, not necessarily. It's sad, but it's true. But most people never know what it's like to fully be present while being intimate. Some people, rare, but some people tell me, no, I've had that experience or I have that experience. God bless them. That's just beautiful. But most people, most, huge proportion, mind you, meaning 90 something percent of the human beings on this planet will live and die and never know what it's like to be fully present while being intimate. They might know how to be intimate. They might know how to enjoy intimacy. And I don't just mean sexuality. I mean, even just engaging, snuggling, presence, talking, but yes, also sexually. Most people will not know what it is to be fully present. And it's like, really, so many clients of mine have said, Michael, I've never even been sober once when I was sexual with a person. Like, wow, like not once. No, not once. I've had others say, well, it's not that extreme for me, but I've had to definitely have a little bit of a buzz first. Guys, then why are you being intimate? If intimacy means intimacy, why are you revealing your soul to somebody that you don't want to see you? The whole ritual, I would call it, of disrobing, undressing, getting naked with somebody has always been a metaphor of, let me lift the veil and show you me, show you my being, this person that is me. And when a person only sees the flesh, that's the depth of the relationship. It's just 3D. But when a person chooses to feel a love and respect beyond the contact, the physical part, then you're going into other dimensional experiences. It's so multi-dimensional, so multi-orgasmic in the spiritual energetic sense. It's not always the physical complies with that, but you just feel something profound. In fact, you could say it's an orgasm of love and not just an orgasm of physiology or anatomy. So I would just say, instead of leaving this earth plane at the end of your life, with this being an unfulfilled dream, the dream being, wouldn't it be nice to experience a fully present intimacy? That would be, that would be my goal if I were you. Just do it now. Don't wait. Don't say, well, now I'm 90, it can't be. Don't believe in any of that garbage. Well, I've been wounded, I've been betrayed. Don't buy into that. It's not who you are. It happened. So now find a way to do this. If you can't create it with a person, create it with yourself. If you can't create it on the outside, create it just on the inside, because that's the main priority anyway. If you can't create it with a partner, create it with a friend, someone you can trust. Because I'm not talking about just like sex. I'm talking about just ask someone you can trust to hold you and just make the rules. Okay, I would love it if someone would just only hold me and just maybe like almost sit in a state of prayer or meditation, maybe slight rocking. I don't know, whatever works. But just ask that person, can you sit and hold me? You'd be surprised, gals. You'd be surprised if you know any men that are gay, how safe that might feel for you. Just ask them, would you be my spiritual, my elder brother for a moment? Just hold me. And don't get one that's like, man or woman or gay or straight that's completely messed up. Don't get somebody who's completely unhealthy. You want somebody who has a clean energy for sure, whether they're gay or straight, clean energy, whether they're male or female. That clean energy is important so that you don't have to think about, oh man, I can smell alcohol on them, or, they're too this or they're too that. I want to just be with somebody I can just let go. And it might just be holding. I mean, forgive me, but I'm going to just get vivid and real graphic here. They take a blanket, you sit on it on their lap, and they wrap you in that blanket, almost like you're an infant or a beautiful child. And they just hold you, even as I'm describing it right now. Try to imagine allowing this conversation to be like a blanket, just holding you. It can be done. Absolutely. And all of us, we all make mistakes in this life and in this world, but it doesn't mean that because some of us, even if we're just so healthy wise, what you're looking for is someone who can set all that aside and hold space. Okay? That's what you're looking for. Not somebody who's perfect, but somebody who knows how to hold perfection for your sake. And it's also for them. They may not realize it yet, but it's also for them. Find someone you can trust. If you can't create it with one gender, try it with another gender. The goal is not about having sex. It's to be fully intimate. But let me add, you can't be fully intimate without being fully present. And to be fully present, you have to feel safe and loved. It's that simple. You can't just, well, okay, I'm gonna be present, and act like it's just simply some mantra and you just do it. If I don't feel safe, if I don't feel a sense of love, safety, then you can surround us with crystals, paint the room pink, you can golden light, you can do mantras. If I don't feel safe, it's not happening. You cannot be in that state of presence, present moment, fully present if you don't feel safe. So I'm sorry, it might take you a little work, maybe, to find somebody who can be fully safe, to just hold space. Many of you know about this video. We were just talking about this somewhat recently we have a daily Edenshire Live on Zoom program. Everybody's welcome to get on it. It's several hours a day, free, most days of the week. And, you can learn about herbology, lymphatic massage, self-help, addiction, improving issues with addiction, all kinds of topics. And it's been free. And we've done it all year in the year 2020, because you might be watching this 2084 for all I know. We've discussed some of these topics there. So I'll come back to that in just a second. But there are things we've talked about recently that I'll just address here. One of them, and then I might come back to some more examples, but one of them is that there was a study, sort of a film and an educational program being created around healing couples healing sexual issues. So they hired some standard couples and some porn couples because they would not have as much issue being nude or being sexual or whatever, that kind of thing. So they wanted to work with all kinds of couples, some of them being porn stars, to talk about the challenges in their relationships and then how to sort of heal that and take that to another level. So of the several couples, whatever it was, let's say 10, they were going to have each facilitator, like well-known throughout the world, healers and so forth, like myself, work with a couple. And then pretty soon I had they gave me two couples, then three, and I probably ended up with working with maybe 5 out of the 10 because of the success level and for other reasons, that just seemed right for them to ask me. Anyway, long story short, they brought me one couple, and the guy in the couple, they sat down and they were kind of doing the, porn industry, and we've been in this for a while. And then, it just took me minutes, honestly, minutes to just go right to, so how long have you been doing this? Okay. What got you into this work? Da, 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 da. And then I asked, about, have you had sexual trauma? Just curiosity, because I can pick that stuff up. And, instead of just talking about intimacy and sexuality, by the way, have you had sexual trauma? Yeah, and the guy starts talking about it. Really, really sad, harsh stuff happened to this guy. Now, this guy, an African-American guy, and he's about 6'4", I think, 6'5". And he's very much into working out. He's got the muscle to build and all that. And even though he started off, I'm really cool, I'm a really cool guy, man. I'm tough. I'm bodybuilder, I just did what I do, which is I zeroed in and go for what I see happening. And I had him do a little exercise with me, just holding my hand. And took him back to some of that, not a hypnotherapy, just tracking and some things I do. But to go from this guy who was somewhat intimidating in a way, I mean, first of all, he's a giant guy. Second of all, he comes from the porn industry. Third, he doesn't know that he's there to do this. He's there to talk about sex. He's there to talk, yeah, man, aren't I cool? I'm in porn, so I can tell you all about sex. And this guy broke down. I won't go in, belaboring this point because several of you have seen this video out there, but he broke down and I held this guy. There was no way this guy, had he not felt a complete sense of love and safety, yet from this long-haired white guy, with an earring and, that kind of thing. I mean, this long-haired white guy who wears these blousy shirts and he doesn't know me from Adam. And he just collapsed into me minutes into our conversation. My only point is not just to tell that story again. My point is that could not have happened. That guy was not paid to do that. It was not staged. And this guy, there were moments when it reached a point of almost wailing. Wow, like I know some of you saw, but what an honor, what a thing. And just to keep it in today's context, it's all about love and safety. I felt absolute love for the guy. I felt absolute, I'm here holding safety, respect for you. Hey, brother, whatever you've gone through, I swear it's okay. And just here it comes. So you can make an agreement with yourself or others to experience full and complete intimacy, which means experience a full and complete state of what I'm describing, love and respect, full and complete. There can't be agendas and fantasies and all that. We're talking about intimacy while being fully present. So it has to be done with a sense of beauty, sense of safety. It takes a bit of discipline too, because you might be with your own partner doing this, of course. But, to accomplish true intimacy, guys, the mind can't wander. You can't be like, let's say, sexual with your partner or friend or whatever you're sharing with, but you can't share and call it intimacy, which another breakdown of that word, intimate, in time mate, someone I'm choosing to be a mate, a friend to in time. While we're here on earth, let's you and I share something. And you can't say that you're doing that if while you're having sex, you're like, can't wait till I get there. Can't wait till I achieve that. Can't wait to get them to achieve that. Can't wait till whatever. Fantasizing about other people. None of that is being fully present. So the mind can't wander. The heart and mind must not wander. You can't wander into fear. Can't wander into obsessions or thinking about other people. You can't even wander into, I think I'm falling in love. What's happening right now? Not will I fall in love down the road. It's what's happening right now. Just like, wow, And when I say not falling in love, I'm talking about from the human perspective. We don't need that. I'm already in a state of love. Why do I need to fall? Emphasis on the word fall. Why do I need to fall in love? I'm already in a state of love. Not pitter-patter in love, but a state of love. Think about it. Think about it, please. Being fully present. Intimacy while being fully present. It's not just a dream. It's not just a fantasy. It's a reality, but people aren't choosing it. Why don't they choose it? Well, because they settle. Sometimes because they're hiding from the very thing we're talking about. Oh, I don't want to be too intimate. I've had many a client say that. Oh yeah, I was sexual with this person. Well, what kind of things did you do? Because I'll ask everything. What kind of things did you do? Well, I did this. Did you do that? Oh no. No way. Why? I've talked to escort girls, and they tell me things like, I'll have sex, I'll do this and that for guys, from pay and all that. And we talk about their work and we talk about what I can do to help them in terms of healing or changing their lifestyle, if that's what they want to do. But time and again, they've told me, oh, but no kissing. What? You're going to do everything to this guy but kiss. Yeah, because that's, personal. I mean, it sounds crazy, but no, it's their reality. I'm saving a part because this thing that I'm doing, porn industry, escorts, etc., what I'm doing is staged. It's staged. It's not real. So therefore, I will not do certain things. Just like it's, all the passionate love scenes you see on screens in normal, standard movies. People are like, ooh, they're not really having sex. Almost ever has that happened. They're not really having sex. But people are like, it's so steamy. It's just staged. One of the most steamy love scenes, I'm not going to name what movie or who they are and all that, but one of the steamiest love scenes that people talked about constantly when the movie came out. Don't even bother, worry about trying to guess what it is. It's not important. But this couple, people talked about, wow. Later on, after the movie was released, short time after, one of the actor, the male that was interviewed, he said, oh, that was actually how much I hated the actress. We disliked each other so much that we just, got real passionate, but it was actually anger. And I'm like, yeah, this was, I think, in the 80s, 70s, I think 70s actually. But I'm like, exactly. People do not realize how similar anger is to passion. Anger is to orgasm. They're having angry orgasm, angry passion. And they go, but that still was pretty pleasurable, so must be normal. No, it isn't. You can have love and safety-based pleasure, passion, orgasm. It's just that people aren't used to it, and it's not taught in the world. Anything that seems to be taught remotely related to safe sex means wearing condoms, safe sex means missionary position only. Safe sex means everything's just very standardized. No, it can be passionate. Just be fully present. Well, so what do you do, guys, if you have a partner and, you've been having sex for 30 years, and when are you going to bring up that conversation? So, as you're having your potatoes or whatever people eat, peas and things, so, cutting in. So I was wondering, what do you think about being fully present from now on when we're having sex? Good luck. Wow, that would seem kind of awkward for a lot of people. Sometimes the other partner is just immediately going to go, what are you saying? Is it, you're not enjoying it? They're going to get all weird about it. So good luck. Well, my best advice I can give you in such circumstances is, instead of it being a corrective thing, you could always be very stealthy and tactful and bring it up when the topic is kind of relevant. Do you want to try things? Do you want to do that? I'd like to do that. Then you bring it up. But when that's not the case, then what you can do is make it more of a sensual, sexy talk with each other. Like, wow, last time we were together, that was really wonderful. Even if you have to exaggerate, I don't want you to lie, but I would encourage you to exaggerate some of the pieces so that you bridge with the person. And so you can say things like, yeah, that was really amazing. I would like to try something. Don't act like you heard it here. Just say, like it's your own idea. I would like to try something. Well, what? I would like to try like slowing down and like really, I really want to like look in your eyes. I really want to feel you when we're together. Like, or when we watch a movie, can I just snuggle in, Now, if partner rolls their eyes or acts weird about it, you're going to be tempted to feel hurt or ashamed for asking. It's going to be normal to feel that way. But if I were you, I would probably only allow that so many times before I say to myself, I'm moving into a higher lifestyle and this no longer fits that. So I have to go maybe alone. Rather than being humiliated every time you ask for a deeper experience, a more present experience. When people, having taught sacred sexuality for so many years, probably more years than almost all teachers on the topic, and tantra and those kinds of things, I developed what's called middle path tantra. because there's what they call left hand and right hand path Tantra. One is very religious, like the Dalai Lama, because he's technically a tantric Buddhist. And then the other extreme is very sexual. So I developed what I call middle path Tantra. Of course, that's me. It makes total sense. Middle path, so that it's a spiritual experience and a sensual experience at the same time. So in that kind of work, I've been asked often, interviews that I've done in different programs and conferences and telesummits, so what's going on with that, and what do you get? How could you summarize your work? What is middle path Tantra? Whatever the angle of the question is, I often summarize it and say, there needs to be certainly a sense of love and respect for the person on the inside. But in terms of actions, because they'll say, well, so what do you do and how do you do it? And do you do energetic things? And, they want to know all the external stimulus stuff. I typically don't give away that stuff to people that can't be trusted. You have to kind of earn that information, because I don't want it being taught as a technique. I want it being earned as a consciousness. But my point is, on the external side of things, I tell them, what's the secret, Michael? Do you do this? Do you teach this? Do you teach that? The secret, slow down. And they're all like, well, that doesn't sound very sexy. That doesn't sound very cool. Exactly. That's why I teach middle path and you don't. You don't get it. You want stimulus, so go to the one extreme. But guys, learn, please, intimacy. Being fully present. You're never intimate, really, without being fully present. So it's almost redundant to say intimacy, being fully present. But I'm saying that to just emphasize a point. Be fully present. Be safe. Be in a state of love, respect, and slow down on the external side. Outside world, slow down. It doesn't mean you can't be passionate at times and do different things. Do it all, whatever. But never lose connection with your lover or the person you're holding, even if it's just a friend. Think about us being in this experience. Think about them, absolutely. Think about both us, yes, absolutely. Think about yourself only, no. Being fully present is about you yourself, but it also means I'm present with the experience. So if all I'm doing is thinking about like ego-based needs, I'm not present. I need to find myself, get myself centered. So it does involve me in the spiritual sense, not in the ego sense. Then I'm also wanting to know how we're doing, and I'm wanting to know how you're doing. So the three people in the relationship, you, me, and us. And I want all of them in good harmony with one another. I don't want any of them slipping out of the Tao, out of the Zen of it, out of the grace of it. I want to be really present. Now, the more action you have, speed you have, the less you can hold that presence. So instead, slow down. What is this person feeling? How are you doing? When caring about how the other person feels is an inconvenience to your stimulation, then you're an egotist. That's all. You're just ego-centered, which doesn't mean you're a horrible person. It's just very typical human behavior. But this conversation isn't about how to just be a typical human being. Why would I be doing a talk on that? Everybody seems to have done pretty well figuring that one out. That's all they do is nothingness, humanness, which is nothingness. To rise to become spirit beings, true gods and goddesses, that kind of behavior is not at all becoming to a god goddess. So I'd have to say, stay present, slow down. How to stay present? You got to feel safe. Okay? So in whatever you do, be safe, feel loved and respected. And a good test of that is connect, connect, eye to eye, care about each other. Even if you're friends, you can still love people and care. You can have a person, literally, your one and only time you're intimate with them, and you can choose to be fully present. I just wouldn't use that line on people. I'm just saying it's possible. That doesn't mean, well, this guy said a one-night stand can be fully present. Would you like to be fully present with me tonight? Come on. That's the kind of pickup line you expect in places like, Sedona, or so little new age kinds of towns. Um, yeah, but just no, no way. Don't buy into it. Just no, I get it. Michael was saying, God tells me, Spirit guides me, whatever word you could say to yourself, don't preach it to others, but to yourself, or that it just makes sense to me that there needs to be a sense of love and safety. If that's not there, there is no intimacy. So if all you want to do is chat or have sex or watch movies, do what you want to do. That's great. Never call it intimacy if there's no sense of intimacy. In time mates, friends sharing present moment time together. So if you do manifest it, God bless you. If you don't, God bless you. But if you do manifest it, it's just, congratulations. And you can manifest it. Even right here in this conversation, if you just slow yourself down and listen, and let's have an intimate conversation. Now you just achieved perhaps your first intimate experience. Don't personalize it. I'm not interested, because that's not true intimacy. Take it in, accept it for yourself. Just own it, and give thanks. Give yourself credit. You manifested it. But if you're going to share it with someone else, congrats. I pray that you choose it wisely. Let it be very clear, the rules, such as, I only want this and not that. What if you decide to want more? No, I might start getting turned on and want more, but please help me with that and keep me just one thing at a time in this exercise. Maybe later we might look at more, but I want to know that I can do just this and not have other things leaking into the situation and sort of distracting, because then I will lose the opportunity of intimacy and I will then shame myself. Okay, and then it could be years or lifetimes before you would try it again. So, I pray that this works for your mind, your consciousness. I know that if you apply it, it will make a difference. I've done enough work with enough people over lifetimes, and in this lifetime, so many years, thousands and thousands and thousands of sessions I've done in my life. And it's just such an honor to work with people at such a level. But I really believe we can and really need to learn to be safe for people. And we all make mistakes. Bounce back and be safer next time around. Just really learn to hold love and presence for people. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. And so try to be that love. All right. God bless. Many thanks for you joining us. These programs, almost everything I do, 5 days a week, free programs. Edenshire, 4 days, the Friday nights, it's all free. Sunday, what I do is free. I charge for classes once in a while on Wednesday nights and sometimes on Saturdays, so it's very rare, but I appreciate, because your donations really help make the difference and, provide what we need to keep going. So if you feel inspired to support with a donation, God bless. We really appreciate you, and you're held in our prayers. All right. Peace be with you all. Many blessings, and may you find intimacy and being fully present. Bye-bye.